Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise to Yahweh Hashem and Habashai, Hashem Rakwa Kudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone that rule well. Salutations to the hopeful elect, pushing this word of sincerity and truth on the four corners of the earth. All right, I'm going to start in Habakkuk 2 and 5. All right, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire is hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. All right. So because he transgresseth by wine, all right, meaning his philosophies. All right, and one of the biggest philosophies or doctrines or way that Esau, all right, because this is talking about Esau, the way that he controls people is through his media, which I'm gonna get into an article later in the video. All right, it's like mind control with the media. All right, it says he's a proud man, neither keepeth at home. All right, neither keepeth at home. All right, that's why Esau has his military bases all over the earth. All right, they have what you call an imperialistic mind state. They go from place to place and try to take over, right? Take over the people, especially the minds of the people. Destroy their culture, whatever have you, your culture. Indoctrinate your children. Turn your women into whores. That's what they do. That's the imperialistic mind state. Steal your resources. Enslave you financially. That's what they do. All right, so that's how you know through the process of elimination, this can only be talking about one nation of people, which are the Edomites. All right, these people that call themselves so-called white people today, this is talking about the Edomites. All right, it says, who enlargeth his desire is hell and is as death. All right, because that imperialistic mind state, everywhere they go is death. Esau show up at your country, all right, it's home. He with it. He coming to destroy you. And still, when you look at the term rape, rob, and murder, that only fit one nation. All right, that's what they've been doing. All right, it says and cannot be satisfied because no matter how much he gets, he wants more. Whether it be his bloodthirst, all right, his murderous ways, all right, he can enslave you and still think of ways to do more to you. He'll put things in the food. Whatever comes with destroying you, Esau is with it. So in Habakkuk 2, this is who it's talking about, Esau. All right, cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations and heap unto him all people. Esau wants control over everything. So that's why you got women in the Middle East who were raised to be, covered up, which they got that from us. That's our laws. All right, the Israelites, you Negro, Latino, Native, Seminole, Indian, or a woman supposed to be covered up. All right, that's another story. But a Middle Eastern woman modern day is like the last woman that wants to be or is taught to be covered up. And, you have them over here in leggings, man. I remember I was working a job and a chick, she was a quote unquote Muslim, and she had the hair wrap on and everything, but some tight ass pants. That defeat the purpose. Where she gets that from? Esau. All right. Homosexuality. Esau pushing that. He's destroying, gathering all the nations unto him, as it pertains to his wickedness, man. Everybody act like Esau. That's why it's a McDonald's somewhere in damn Russia or some shit like that. Or, shrimp, pork, crab, lobster has become a delicacy. All right. All his wicked ways, he's polluted the whole earth. He's made everybody sick. That's why the scriptures speak of a physician. All right. Cutting off a long disease. The physician being Yahweh Shai, who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ, or Yahweh, or Yahshua, whatever you saying. The name of the Lord, the name of the Son of the Heavenly Father's name is Yahweh Shai. All right, who is that physician who's going to come and cut off that long disease? All right. But I just grabbed that to get into this article. Shit, come on. Alright, so it says war on all fronts. U.S. media hype Al-Qaeda threats just as Pentagon begins pullout from Afghanistan. Now he transgressive by wine. That media is how he pushes that wine on people, man. Cause the U.S. Joe Biden, what's Joe Biden ain't in control of nothing. He's a loser. He ain't in control of nothing. But they pushing that, yeah, we gonna pull out of Afghanistan. Esau can't pull out of a war. He's a wild barbarian. You can't pull out of a war, man. That's all they know. Revelation, I believe it's 6 and 4. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get it. Shh, come on. What the fuck? Yeah, Revelation 6 and 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. Who's taking all the peace from the earth? Who's waging all these wars, man? Esau. That's the prophecy. The Most High gave him that power to take peace from the earth. So these fools ain't pulling out of there. That's why you see, as I get into that article, you see the media pumping, oh no, they might do some other shit. You know, they might be terrorists again. You know, all this bull jive, man. He's here to take peace from the earth, man. He can't be peaceful with the other nations, man. It's like when you little, that one kid, man, he's always fighting with everybody. He don't know, he can't do nothing else. That's who he is. All right, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. What's that great sword? All right, his military. That's the great sword. You know, all this technology as it pertains to his artillery. That's his great sword. His Humvees, his jets, helicopters, shit, guns, whatever. Like that's how they took down. You know, not to jump around, but that's how they took down the Native and Seminole Indians. He had the Gatling gun that was given to him. That great sword, man. His weaponry. So that's all he knows. So he not about to pull out of Afghanistan. All right. That's why, once again, when you see this article, the media starting to pump that. Oh, Al Qaeda. I ain't heard Al Qaeda in years. ISIS. You know, all the, nah, that's popping again. All right. This dude's a cold liar, man. All right. But as the Pentagon declares a pullout from Afghanistan, the U.S. corporate press is voicing concerns about an imminent terrorist resurgence, with CNN all but acting as an Al-Qaeda mouthpiece, amplifying threats from nameless militants. Nameless militants. Who's the threat? You see what I'm saying? Like, this dude, he's just wicked. In a much touted exclusive interview published on Friday, CNN spoke with two purported Al-Qaeda operatives, playing up their threats of renewed attacks on the U.S. while implying some connection to the withdrawal from Afghanistan. So why they gonna wait for y'all to leave to fight y'all? You sitting right there in their land, but they gonna say, okay, we're gonna wait till they withdraw and pull out, and then they would be doing it now. All right. War against the U.S. will be continuing on all other fronts unless they are expelled from the rest of the Islamic world. The fighters kept entirely anonymous. Why? They're threatening your whole nation. Like, if you want to call this a nation, but they anonymous. If somebody want to fight you, they not in the shadows. Even on the Lord level, not no world war level. Like if somebody want to touch you, you gonna know who it is eventually. But they want to be anonymous. Come on, man. All right. This is his wine, his media. Man. All right. Reportedly said, CNN added that the terrorist faction is planning a comeback after U.S. forces leave Afghanistan. Once again, why would they wait until you leave? The troops right there. Crazy. Hey, right there. I'm gonna wait till you go. I want to fight you, but I'm gonna wait till you go 5 blocks up the street to let you know. But you got a lot of people out here who will eat this up, man. All right. Despite a documented history of rocky relations between Al Qaeda and the Taliban, CNN took the unnamed jihadist at their word when they claimed ties had improved. The network claimed this was proof that the Taliban is being less than honest with Washington when it said to have severed links with Al Qaeda. This is propaganda, man. It ain't showing this dude, man. What's this man's name? You ain't seen him just back. I think this is Osama bin Laden. You know, just so they can reignite that initial fear or that initial propaganda from 2001. All right, it says ominously, I probably pronounced that wrong. Pardon me. Headline: Al Qaeda promises war on all fronts against America as Biden pulls out of Afghanistan. The CNN story comes less than a day after the White House confirmed that U.S. forces have finally begun their exit from the war-torn country. That's a lie, too, because your man Obama said that same shit back in '08. I ain't gonna read the tweets. President Joe Biden delayed a planned May 1st pullout deadline set in the peace agreement with the Taliban under his predecessor, Donald Trump. Now, hey, peace agreement. When have the U.S. I ain't even gonna say the U.S. When has Esau ever kept a peace agreement with anybody? Ask the so-called Native and Seminole Indians about peace treaties and peace agreements, man. All right, the scriptures say that the way of peace they know not. They don't know how to be peaceful, man. They ain't going nowhere. Not to mention the fact that the scripture said that the World War III is gonna start in the Middle East anyway, so y'all not going nowhere. Even his later September 11 deadline triggered a wave of hand-wringing in the U.S. mainstream media, generating countless stories warning of a hasty withdrawal despite nearly 20 years of war and occupation. And that's a lie. It's been 30 years because Bush Sr. was over there. It says, will Afghanistan become a terrorism safe haven once again? That's the propaganda. That's that wine. So now all the patriots, if you will, in the U.S., oh, we can't let that happen. Let's stay over there. All right. It says, as the New York Times in its typical pensive tone, while the Washington Post declared after troops leave Afghanistan, U.S. will face challenges maintaining counterterrorism capability. The Los Angeles Times similarly informed readers U.S. troops are leaving Afghanistan, but Al Qaeda remains. In another post piece, a column from the hawkish Mark Thiessen claimed Biden is making an Al Qaeda mastermind's prophecy come true by leaving the country. And you know that's the Edomite, man. All right. In lockstep with the corporate media, the U.S. national security state has also expressed dire warnings about ending America's longest war, with Biden's CIA chief William Burns telling Congress earlier this month that it would create a significant risk of increased terrorism in the region. So what? It ain't even none of your business. They over there blowing each other up. Man, it's their business, man. You know, General Frank McKenzie, who heads CENTCOM, the U.S. military command covering the Middle East and Central Asia, also argued the fight against terrorist groups will become harder after the pullout. So they're trying to make any and every excuse to stay there. All right. Going back to Slack. I ain't even mean to make this video this long. 25. Because he transgressive by wine, he is a problem, and neither keepeth at home. All right, that's what they're saying. Don't leave. They can't stay in their own country and mind their own business. All right, but it says those concerns may be premature. However, despite Biden's declared plan to leave the country by September 11th, it remains unclear what will become of the 18,000 Pentagon contractors currently deployed alongside some 2,500 uniformed troops. The Defense Department recently suggested some of them would remain in Afghanistan after U.S. forces leave, potentially maintaining some military footprint there. Biden himself, meanwhile, has spoken of the need for an over-the-horizon capability in the region to monitor future threats. So they're leaving, but they're not leaving. Basically, he can't stay at home. All right, with Pentagon officials telling the Times that the U.S. troops could simply move to nearby countries to be redeployed in an instant if needed. So once again, they're leaving, but they're not leaving. This dude he's a vicious liar, man. He's vicious, man. The White House ambitious new peace plan, which is a peace treaty. We know their history with that. For Afghanistan might also give pause to the critics of withdrawal, as the administration wants to rewrite the country's constitution. They want to write another motherfucking constitution, man. Pardon my language. They want to write somebody else rules and regulations, man. This dude he's vicious, man. This dude Esau is vicious. Arrange fresh elections and work out a long, elusive ceasefire deal between Taliban and the government in Kabul. The Lawfully Project virtually guarantees continued U.S. involvement in Afghanistan politics, so that means you're not withdrawing. You look at it, man. Like, this dude is a vicious liar, man. Like, he's vicious, man. We gonna leave, but we gonna run y'all government. That means you didn't leave, man. Where was I at? Afghan potentially setting up new tripwires for future military intervention should the negotiation go sideways. While Biden called for an end to the forever war in his first joint address to Congress earlier this week, many in the media, as well as in Biden's own administration, have apparently not had enough. Despite 2 decades of bloodshed, trillions in tax dollars, and countless failed objectives, because if you remember, depending on your age, if you remember the initial reason that this was Bush Jr., he went in there, they got weapons of mass destruction. He ain't found no weapons of mass destruction, man. Y'all just over there. All right, so that failed objective, the whole objective was to go in there and stop weapons of mass destruction, even though the Taliban, whatever the fuck, they didn't use no weapons of mass destruction against the U.S. anyway. They so-called, quote-unquote, so-called ran a plane into a building. What does that have to do with weapons of mass destruction? Where are the weapons of mass destruction? It's been 3, this is the 4th, Bush, Obama, Trump. This is the 4th fucking president. They still, so failed objectives, y'all failing over there. I mean, you was lying anyway, but just to make that point, the drumbeat for continued occupation is only growing louder, even as the pullout looms on the horizon. All right. If you want to check this article, that's the end of the article. If you want to check it out for yourself, it's on RT News. This came out today. So you can check it out. But this is just Esau lying again. All right, he's a vicious liar. This dude is a wild, barbaric demon. All right, they not going nowhere, man. All right, but I ain't gonna hold you. Just wanted to make that quick video. That I'm gonna say shalom.